with the flaws, ready or not. Just pull down streams. I got the chat going. Shush. Transition. So, the flaws that I have with this game is not based on its tactical nature per se. The flaws that I have with it is purely based on a big part of the gameplay. How it feels to play the actual missions and how the nature of it all feels and everything. For this, I'm gonna use this. No, not that. Not that map. That map. This map as an example. Purely because you have several other objectives along with your traditional clear the area kind of thing. And sure, you can technically soft finish, but that's just not enjoyable now, is it? Let's say you could skip 25% of a game's story, a single player story. Does that make the game's campaign mode fun?
Moving into your position.
The entry team suspects have taken refuge in the area, but are refusing to cooperate. Move in.
Like for somebody playing alone, this part ain't fun. You're having to walk all the way. And I'm using a mod to speed this up, by the way. Or to have shit like that happen where I can't fucking see him. NPC cannot block my fucking path. I can't see him, and this fucking sight on this gun is fucking useless. It's so small. I don't want to have a flashlight on this. Now, sure, I can go do this. Get the NPCs to do shit for me. But then again, that's also not particularly entertaining now, is it?
Talk reporting. Roger that, entry team. Tag him and keep moving.
Nor is it fast. Like, I get wanting to create a slow-paced game, not having a way to move faster at a reasonable pace. Is ridiculous. And I can get it. This may look like a rush thing. Fucking hell.
Restrained targets.
But I mean, when you're assault, you're not meant to be taking ages either, because targets could get away, etc.
This is talk. Roger that.
The longer you take, the more time they have to prepare for your arrival, or just book it. Which is why the battering ram and shit like that exists. To be quick about it. How the fuck? I have to drop down for the fucking... Yeah. And like for areas like this, for not to be able to have a mental kind of thing. Because I can easily climb up this shit IRL, and I'm not fit at all. I can also move faster than this. I'm not fit at all. And sure, they're wearing armor and everything, but these guys are fit!
Hands up. Don't make me shoot. Drop it.
Stack up. What the fuck are you doing?
Make him secure.
We have a suspect down here.
Talk to element. Roger that.
Aw, I
Medical
really wish it
assistance
was
is
somebody here
standing
now.
by.
Drop the gun. See that gun down. Don't make this ugly. Put your
There's no
hands
room
up.
for bravado like that.
Restrain
Stand
targets.
down.
Make him secure.
Talk reporting. Roger that. Medical assistance is standing by.
Let's say most of the time you're not meant for stealth unless it's a massive compound. And if it's a massive compound, you can usually run. You've seen several times where these fucking dudes just fucking book it. But yeah, in this game they can't move faster than a fucking obese person trying to get to the fucking milk section of the store. Meat section or whatever the fuck of the store. Before the last
Please get down.
the last thing has been bought. Like, it's actually ridiculous. And with the fact that there's a mod on the Steam Discord forums, a moderator that is insisting they don't add the what is that dude doing? Okay, I just moved towards you.
Make them stable and proceed with the mission.
Bit, okay. This game doesn't balance their movement and audio detection. Like, just moving like this should not produce that much noise. Doesn't produce it to me either, but yeah,
Restrain
they
targets.
were able to fucking hear me across the fucking world.
We have a suspect down here. Need
Like,
medics.
it's this
ASAP.
kind of.
Talk to entry team.
Make him secure.
Otherwise, it's not just standing.
Talk to entry team. Roger that, entry team. Tag them and keep moving.
Drop your weapon.
Like,
Drop your
did you
weapon.
mean not being able to move there? I could have been fucking easily killed. Purely because he's able to hit me like that somehow. I shouldn't be able to hit me here. Did you get shot? Nope, you did not get shot by my teammates.
You failed your report to talk for debrief.
Hey. I need to go to headquarters though, because I need to adjust that site. This site is horrible. I feel like the sites look like shit. Go with hollow site then. There's a... In the same, I try to... Is this the latest one? I think this is the latest one. Yeah, should be the latest one. Let's see how well I fare, shall we? I know for a fact I'm gonna get instantly one-tapped. And I'm guaranteed not gonna have enough fucking enough speed to make a difference either. And don't judge my anime guns. For some reason I just like that skin, those skins on guns. Everybody talks and fucking guns are gold camos and shit. I'm just, nah. You don't have anime camos.
Roger.
Only.
Coming to you.
Talk to element. Entry team. Suspects have taken
There's a whole
refuge in
lot
the
more,
area
isn't
and
it?
are refusing to cooperate.
It feels a little bit faster, but It's nothing still. Why is this fucking crosshair so fucking shit to see? Motion blur, you can kind of just fuck off. I gotta love it when this shit fucking. I can't see this crosshair at all, by the way.
Fall in.
Okay, we're with you.
Cool! I can't see the fucking crosshair!
Mission failed. We no longer have control of the situation. Fall back.
Fuck's sake. And the thing is, I'm not running all the way down those fucking steps to check out the crosshair. Or aim down sight thingy, I guess. Fuck it, I'll just run like this then. And not gonna lie, the NVGs are fucking horrible as well. Like, they don't actually light up anything. Like, I tried to use it on a map, and the dark corners were still completely unlit. Like, completely impossible to see in. What is the point of an NVG if it doesn't actually make darker areas light up more? What's the point?
Coming to you, sir.
What's the point of night vision goggles if you can't see in the night?
In this area, and they're refusing to cooperate. Entry team, you are cleared to proceed with the mission.
Oh god, this is even worse. I have a good reason to believe that that's the mod actually fucking up the weapon. Making it a nightmare to actually hit with. That's the only mod that I found that actually speeds me up at all. So that's entertaining. Having to install a mod to be able to play a game properly is fucking ridiculous. I want to run a shotgun. See how bad the fucking armor dot is. I'm gonna go with this. Because it just don't feel right the way this gameplay is forcing me to play. I don't like it. Like, for a small house, like a singular house only, it makes sense. But most of these maps are not that small. Here's a hotel. Here's a For You gas station. I don't know how big that map is. This is probably a single house. This is probably quite a bit bigger. This is probably quite a bit bigger. This is guaranteed huge. This is huge. This one's a bit more able to deal with huge, but still annoying and infuriating. They're just not enjoyable to play due to the fact that the maps aren't designed around the fact that you can't sprint. And you're just forced to deal with it. And if you try to bring it up, either the devs ignore you, or they refuse to implement it, or the fucking mods and community talk shit to you. And say that, oh, the low ready weapon is a sprint button. Meanwhile, it doesn't actually boost your speed at all. If anything, it's a pretty unnoticeable amount.
Copy. Coming to you.
Usually, even with my FOV boost up, I don't actually notice myself going much faster. Especially without a mod. That's retarded. There's a breaching shotgun in the game, but a shotgun can't breach. Okay, that's stupid. Obviously, now that I take that precaution, there's not fucking one there. Are you joking? That door never is open.
Objectives failed.
Yes, see how fast I'm getting annihilated for such a small speed boost? Like, it's barely noticeable now, with that, only to instantly get annihilated. It's a high risk, no reward. It doesn't... It's more broken than the fucking risk versus reward thing that Sea of Thieves fucking puts on. Because at least that one rewards you with a bit if you're lucky enough to not get fucking obliterated by a no life tryhard sweaty cunt. And it's like, with friends, this kind of slow mission, especially if you're a friend group that works well together and doesn't take the game too seriously, and fuck about a lot, it can definitely work for your group. But alone and with a very serious group, it's just not that enjoyable to play unless you're very into like spending an hour on a single mission kind of thing. If you are, then power to you. But most people don't want to be going like this the entire way. It's incredibly boring.
You are cleared to proceed with the mission.
It's gonna be a fuckload over here.
Drop it now. Put your hands up.
Fuck.
Make it secure.
Suspect taken out, sir.
Put your hands up. Hands up.
What the
I'll
hell are
bump
you
your
doing?
head.
Exercise caution.
Move to my front. Make it secure.
Police, hands
Jesus
up.
H.
Get
Christ.
down. I want to see hands.
Talk to entry team.
Suspect is down but breathing.
Medical assistance
He's
is
stable
standing by.
and he's ready for evac.
Talk to element. Roger that. Medical assistance is
Say-
standing by.
Again, wanting a slow-paced game like this, but around the fact. Good jam. Oh. You need to reload, my guy. There we go. Thank you.
Restrain targets.
It's just not too entertaining when it's too much and you have to breach. shotgun.
Use a shotgun on
We have a
the door.
suspect down
Then
here.
clear
Need
bags.
medics ASAP.
This is talk. Copy. EMTs and trailers are standing by.
And I also still need to go all the way up to this shit. Just to use
Ready,
AI to
flashbang.
do so. And there's nobody in here.
Take out
Lights
that
stick
door
away.
and clear the room.
Ready to knock something down.
Talk reporting.
I bet this cunt can kick something open, but apparently my fucking weak legs can't. Can I not kick this open?
Light stick out.
Hands up! Do it now!
Like the first time I played this, I went all the way over here without finding a single dude. And through this entire building without finding a single. Well, I found one dude, actually, now I remember.
Get down!
But that was it. That was the only person that I discovered. That was not fun, let's just say that. Because yes, I did go for this map first, because I thought that it would be a great map because of what it looked like. It looked like it would be a great stealth map. But lo and behold, it's the worst map in the game. I'm waiting for you, fuck.
Make him secure.
And yes, this mod that I got running to speed me up
On me.
is actually what does this shit that mod was, that most people have been saying, like, oh, flanking, whatever. Yeah, that's not a part of the main game, actually. It's a part of a mod. It's funny
We have a suspect down here. Need medics ASAP.
how little people actually know.
Affirmative.
Because
Make them
when I...
stable and proceed with
Oh,
this is talk.
fucking hell.
Objective failed. Roll in.
Why'd he even walk in there with his gun up like that? Oh, wait. Because this game doesn't fucking balance its fucking things correctly. And I can't get a refund for this, despite never being told that there's no sprint button or any of the other warnings. Because if you ask me, any game that's being made in today's day and age, no matter if it's based on SWAT members or whatever, should have the sprint button. And should not be so annoying as to play like this. And Steam should honestly fix their fucking refund max amount of time. Because having 2 hours is not enough. Like, not to mention those games that have, like, multiplayer unlocks later on in the game, or having games where you unlock what you want to be doing, but then realizing that, oh, it's not actually, like, advertised, or whatever the fuck other reason that's not disclosed. Like, for example, I can use a different game as an example. Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. Before anybody goes in to buy that, the game is fun. If you have friends to play with. In my opinion, anyway. Probably because I get quite boring with the stereotype of Pokemon but Monster Hunter kind of thing. But if you feel like that would be cool, go for it. Just be aware that if you try to play multiplayer, there is region lock. And it does use your Steam's download region. So if you want to get around it, you can use that as a workaround. But still. And I uncovered multiplayer about 3 hours into the game. That's when you usually unlock it. Because you have to get to this one, you can probably get there earlier, but that's if you speed run the game. And you're not going to be speed running the game your very first fucking go. So, I'm just gonna quit the game, by the way. So I'm just gonna swap to like soon screen because I'm just gonna be renting for a bit, and then I'll end stream because I can't be fucking arsed to play this game no more. And so I managed to finally get to this village about 3 hours into my gameplay, and I try to jump into multiplayer with my friend, right? Only to see it not working at all, and we being completely clueless as to why. Because we both live in the EU, so region lock shouldn't affect us usually, because region locks like US to US, EU to EU, Asia to Asia kind of thing. But for some reason, that region lock is 100 times more restrictive. And nowhere on the like store site or anything like that were that mentioned. And for me to then get fucked over 3 hours into the game because I can't do that, and then since I'm also looking up solutions, trying to find out what the fuck is going on, which takes me probably about another hour or more, and then I leave it be for a bit because I can't be fucking arsed to deal with it for a while. And when I actually try to get a refund, they go, nope, you're over time. It's like, cool, your rules, but the thing is, listen to what the fuck I'm actually saying is happening, because it feels like Steam doesn't listen half the time, it just sends me an automated response. And I'm real sick of it. So, I'm not gonna lie, Steam should very much up their amount of time to maybe like 5 or 6 hours played is max. And then like 14 days per owned time is fine. Usually if you go over that, it's your fault anyway, because that's 2 fucking weeks. So unless you literally buy something and then immediately go on vacation or some shit, it's your fault. But yeah, it's the max amount of time play that is an absolute scam. Because many games require you to play more than that before unlocking the main part of the game. Like, there's been several times where I buy a game, I start feeling slightly annoyed by any type of game mechanic, and then I become highly aware of how much time I'm spending on the game. And if I get anywhere close to 2 hours, I immediately stop playing the game, don't bother playing further, and get a refund. Even if that solution for that issue that I had comes later in the game, it's an instant quit, because I'm not going to risk not getting my money back for something that I might not enjoy in the long run. Like, I would rather have a game that I'd play for a few hours here and there, but want to keep coming back to, than a game I'll barely touch, but be stuck having. Like, I like the idea of Ready or Not, it's just their execution is bad. Because of the fact that its design in and of itself is not great. And yeah, like, it's just not entertaining, not gonna lie. So, yeah. And the fact that, like, the developers are refusing to add a sprint button when it's highly needed, because of the movement being too slow and the map's not being designed around slow movement. It's just, it's not gonna. I'm also annoyed by the fucking acceleration of your character, by the way. It feels off to me. I don't like it. It feels like I'm not actually in control of my character, and he starts doing what I'm telling him to do, like, half a second later. It feels like input lag. I don't like it. I seriously don't like it. I know I keep noticing it, but I keep forgetting it as well. So I keep forgetting to mention it. And the thing is, this game also relies on its realisticness. Like how realistic it is. Yet there are several things that I can point out that are not realistic. Like that acceleration thing, for example, is not realistic. Because I can go from standstill to sprint nearly instantly. And like I can probably sprint for a little bit with armor on me, and that's for somebody who hasn't worked out in God knows how long. The bare amount of workout I get is like walking to the kitchen, etc. Maybe playing a bit of VR games here and there. That's it. Now I'm not obese by any means, but I've got a bit of weight attached to me. So I'm not fit by any means, yet I can probably run faster than the people in Ready or Not, your character in Ready or Not. And it's just not entertaining to be that slow. Like, for a game that relies on its realism, it's just stupid. Oh, come on. Please fix Void Interactive. Otherwise, you might as well stop developing. Or stop saying that it's going to be realistic anyway, because it's not realistic. I'm not talking about, like, animations being off or whatever. I don't care about that. The gameplay, the gameplay of your character, the actions that your character can take is just not realistic. And the lower weapon kind of thing is gonna just hurt you more than it actually helps you, unless you mod the game. And if you mod the game, the fucking developers can't take credit for it anyway, which is fucking retarded. I feel like a high population of Ready or Not community members don't know what comes from a mod and what doesn't come from a mod. Or think that everyone always plays with a mod. When many people can't even be arsed to mod a game. Even though Valheim Plus is a very great quality of life edition, many people don't play with it because of the fact that it would require modding. A friend of mine don't like to mod games, especially not through Nexus. They'll gladly do it through like Steam Workshop, but nothing else. And I can't blame them for that because it makes sense. Yeah, I'm done. Run over. See y'all later.